Guten Erev Shabbos, my dear friends. This week, Parshas CHUKAS, we have a beautiful lesson from the Parsha, how we approach the Torah. The Torah Parsha begins, Zois CHUKAS HaTorah, this is the law, the decree of the Torah. And it goes on to tell us the laws of the red heifer, that when people are impure, we take a red cow and we slaughter it, we burn it, we take the ashes and mix it waters and sprinkle on the people and they become pure. The question is, why does the Torah call this mitzvah? This is the law of the Torah, like the entire Torah. This is the law of the red cow, the red heifer, we understand. The Alter Rebbe explains two things. Number one, the Alter Rebbe says, this is the law of the Torah, chok, the decree, meaning this is the ultimate law that is supra-rational, is beyond understanding. Only Moshe Rabbeinu was able to understand this. And on a deeper level, says the Alter Rebbe, this is the law of the Torah. That the way we understand the Torah, even those laws that make sense, they're really the laws, they're super-rational, except that God put some of the mitzvahs in rational that we can understand, but really every mitzvah is beyond understanding, is connected with Hashem. There is this coming Monday, we celebrate Yud Beis Tammuz. The 12th day of Tammuz is the birthday of the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, and the day that he was released from Russian prison in 1927. The Frierdiker Rebbe, during the communists, he fought to keep Yiddishkeit all over the Soviet Union. And he sent underground shluchim, a network of people to keep Yiddishkeit, to keep the mikvahs, to teach children Torah and so on. And he was arrested and he was sentenced to death. And with miracles, he was released. And later on, he moved to Riga, then to Poland. And in Poland, he spent there until 1940. And finally, he came to America in 1940. And he started and continued the Yiddishkeit and spread Hasidus and Judaism in America. And it changed the world, basically. And the Frierdiker Rebbe writes that during his time in Warsaw, with the Nazi bombing, he writes about the 12th day of Tishrei, Tafshin, 1940. He says this was the most difficult day of the war. And it describes the bombing all over, building going on fire, hearing screaming of the people. They had to run from one shelter to another. And then in one shelter, they were there together. All of a sudden, there was a huge bomb, and they saw the fire coming up. In that room in the shelter, there were religious people, not religious people, women with wigs, and modern women who spoke only Polish. But all of them screamed out spontaneously, Shema YISRAEL, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. And he said this was a sight. He saw the neshama coming from inside the neshama, the scream, crying out to Hashem. And he prayed to Hashem that he should remember, he should never forget this sight. The Rebbe, our Rebbe, later on explained, and he said that the reason why these people were screaming Shema YISRAEL spontaneously, it was also because of the presence of the Frierdiker Rebbe right there. The Frierdiker Rebbe is like the Moshe Rabbeinu, that it gives the emunah, the deep emunah. Just like Moshe Rabbeinu understood the para, the reason of the para. The emunah that comes from deep within. Just like the Frierdiker Rebbe was standing with Mesiras Nefesh, self-sacrifice, keeping Yiddishkeit in Russia, and teaching us how to do it, and how to continue this. This is the message of this parsha. When we see the Torah, we see godly Torah. Even things that make sense. We don't do them because it makes sense. We do them because this is Hashem. This is God's instructions. This is God's life, that God gives us the life through the Torah. When doing so, we shall be able to reveal the neshama of every single yid. And this will lead to the coming of Mashiach very soon. Amen. A very good Shabbos.